Hey, friends.
Somebody's mommy's here.
Hi, friends.
We are going to do some mother-daughter bonding.
Not that change.
Not that we need to. I don't think there's a mother that could be closer to her daughters.
It's true.
Oh, Maverick just gagged. You okay, buddy? Okay, he's okay. He's laying down now. I wanted to start. We weren't planning on bringing Mom on today. It was just kind of like a sporadic.
I just came back from the grocery store.
It was Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day yesterday. I guess when you're listening, it'll be Mother's Day. Whatever. It was Mother's Day on Sunday. Side note, Elle and I tried to get Olivia Rodrigo tickets and failed miserably.
That's been the qualm of the week.
That has been a problem. Big fan of her music. Love her new song.
Can you tell everyone what happened?
I have been asking everyone not to talk about it or bring it up as it makes me very upset. But how it went down was the whole week before. Elle and I missed pre-sale. And we also didn't have Amex cards, so we just couldn't participate in that action. But general sale was coming, and Elle and I were like, we can't miss this because we missed Noah Collins. And last year, we also didn't get tickets to Gracie, even though we were like, that one we had like alarm set. One of us was getting our hair done in line for tickets, like online, obviously. But anyway, Elle and I were like, okay, Elle had a work event the day that the pre-sale or the general sale was happening. And she was like, okay, we're going to sign up the night before. Like, I'm going to put you in my Ticketmaster because Elle has a really good Ticketmaster recently. Like, it's just been working and getting tickets. Like, we got Olivia Dean tickets. It was great.
Thank goodness.
Well done.
Amen.
So,
hallelujah.
The long and the short of it is that I was home alone.
Having a party for one.
Which shouldn't have happened in the first
She was
place.
having a rom-com 2000s style.
I was
party.
home alone, which never happens because there's 5 of us. There's always someone home.
Like, I don't think that's ever happened.
No, it
I don't know
hasn't.
if you've ever been
I'm
home
making
alone.
breakfast. I'm listening to Olivia Rodrigo
Living
drop
her
dead.
best life.
The irony.
The irony. 10:59 rolls around, singing literally "Drop Dead" by Olivia Rodrigo, and the tickets go on sale at 11. Not anything that came to my. Nothing came to my mind. Not Ava. You're listening to an artist that's tickets are coming out, and you've been preparing for this all week. Mind you, I was getting to work a little late. I wanted to get going. There was a couple of things I needed to get done. My mind was in other places. And I'd also like to add that Elle also didn't remember. Even though she was out of the house and I was in the house.
She was shooting a podcast.
Yeah, Elle was doing like an important work event, so whatever. But let's just say...
Wasn't her fault.
I FaceTimed her, didn't realize until 3 p.m. FaceTimed Elle and was just absolutely devastated. There's a screenshot of Elle and I on FaceTime. Every time Elle brings it up, I actually say, like, don't talk to me about it. It makes me sick because I love live music and I just can't, like, I just can't believe we missed it. I even was, like, frantically looking in Montreal and even they were sold out. So anyway, everyone send your best regards. We're trying our best out here. But on to Mom. That was crazy, but I just needed to share that because I'm sure
That's actually what this whole podcast was supposed to be
I
about.
think a lot of
we were
other
going to go
fallen
on about other
soldiers
stuff. There are lots of other
related
fallen
to this,
soldiers.
yes.
I just think I would have felt better if I had tried and like thought of
Didn't
it.
even get a chance.
Like Gracie Abrams last year, Elle and I were like, we put in our best efforts, and it was not like the odds were not in our favor.
The effort you put in.
I was proud of the effort I put in, like, but the odds were not in our favor. And this year, we just completely cut ourselves out of the competition.
She had
like,
a 20s moment. You said that it was 20s, but I don't remember why.
I think it's a 20s moment because I was working. And if I wasn't working and I wasn't in my 20s, then I would have been able to join that general sale with not another thought on my mind. And when you're in your 20s and you have a job and you're working, like, other things that are unfortunately more important, which, you know, deep down the concert could be more important, but you have to put your job first.
yeah.
So anyway, that's why it was
first.
a 20s moment.
I actually, in my office once,
And I was
one of my
rushing
colleagues,
too to get to work. I had things I needed to get done. And
one of my colleagues was actually in the office. I was beside her, and Pitbull tickets went on sale, and she was trying to get them in the office, and she's very busy. So
Wow.
you could have done it.
thanks,
I think if you
Mavs.
flip the script on that one, though, you had a great morning. Never, ever have you had a morning like that
true.
before, on your own, not afraid to be alone, totally thriving.
I've gotten so
and
much better.
Singing at the top
Sorry.
of your lungs.
Back to the special guest.
No,
Sorry,
no,
Mom.
I wanted to just say
We-
that this is why we wanted her on here. Just a radiant light of positivity.
Well, also, but you know what's really funny
spinning
though?
every situation in a positive light, and
know
it was
what?
truly inspiring.
You know what came to my head about like being in your 20s with your mom? I don't know if you guys have seen that social media thing of like, it's a like compilation of like all the things this girl's mother sends her. And it's like the first one is like, a mother's love knows no bounds. There's nothing as special as a mom. And it's like either like a mother and a daughter or like a dog with her puppies or like something very sweet. And then the next one
like
is
an inspirational.
It's inspirational.
how to get
And then the
ahead.
next one is like 10 ways to not die on the street when you're grocery shopping.
Yeah, seriously.
Here's what you do. And it's like
Check the
someone
backseat
walking
of your car.
through like the martial
I've watched 3-minute videos of how to get out of a handcuff situation.
Yep.
That I have sent.
Mom has sent me, and there's a lot of like back and forth
Yeah.
action. You know,
It was
there's a lot
so
of in case
It
anyone
was so
wants
validating.
to
I
know.
felt so seen. I was like, everyone's mom does this.
And then like a really intense like inspirational speaker
Yes.
just yelling at you to like make the most of your moment.
Yes.
And like success will come to you.
Yep.
This person was successful at 42 and they never stopped, you know.
Yep.
But it's
Yep.
all
It's all in good
It's
spirit.
a large range of
Yes.
topics to cover as
Now,
well.
Mom, why do you send those to us?
Because I care
What's
about
going
you
through your
and
mind? Honey, what's going on? What's happening?
what's happening here?
going on?
tell
We're
me?
watching Will and Grace, which again was a mom recommended show.
It
Yes,
was.
so good.
Mother
Sorry.
does know best.
So good.
We have
Mother
so many
knows
stories.
I care about you guys very much. I care about your success. I care about your mental health. I care about your safety in all regards. And I think about you all the time.
Well, because we're
Partially
right next
because-
to each other.
Right in front of me. Elle has never smiled this much on this podcast. The smile is so
I'm
wide.
a mama's girl. She's a mama's girl.
That mom is here.
gonna say
She's my
that.
baby.
Mom cares about our safety so much so she almost wouldn't let us go on the highway. She almost wouldn't let us
That's
start
what dads
driving.
are for.
Yeah, my mom was like, "That's what dad's for, honey." Is to
You'll hear
push
more
you.
about him on Father's Day.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Yeah.
literally, it was so funny though because Dad was like, my mom was like, "No, Ava went on the highway recently on her own for the first time," and Mom was like. Mom was so scared. Actually, the first time I went on the highway alone, Mom was in Vegas for a work
a business
conference.
trip.
And like, you wonder why that was the time I did it. I was like, I knew that you wouldn't
She was
try
like,
to
"The
scare
coast
me
is
out.
clear. She's not here."
Well, my mom, she notoriously, and my dad's always like, she'll notoriously like make up reasons that she needs to be in the exact
Oh
area.
my God, you're so
Like
right.
when
She
I
does
get
it
my
all the
hair
time.
cut,
Yes, when I get
Even
my
to
hair
this day,
done too.
haircut, we don't even need to go on the highway. It's on the side streets, but she just gets so worried about us parking.
It is hard to park. Parallel park on the very busy road.
So she is like, well, you know what? There's a farm boy nearby, so I'll just for an hour and a half while you get your haircut. I need to get things at Farm Boy. I need to go with you. There's something, and it's like
When I went, she was
Okay.
like, I need to film a video in the car.
Which I did. I filmed like 3.
I was gonna say, though,
And
like
it is
we would
fun.
literally be like, what
And it
would
does get
you
me out of
call
the
us?
house.
We would literally
Be housebound?
I guess housebound or just not have any form of independence without Dad potentially.
Potentially. But
potentially.
not because I
But you're
want to
still
control
perfect.
you being here. He's always right, and I do
Listen,
succumb.
it always comes from a
And it
place
is
of
always
concern.
You're talking like this is a
It
battle.
always comes from the place. You guys balance each other out. Like,
That's what you
guys
need to do.
both. But we wanted to. Sorry, we've been yapping.
That's what a podcast is all
I
about.
know, but I we wanted to ask you about your 20s experiences. I've been wanting to have you on for a while. I just haven't I don't know, like
Found the right time.
Yeah, found the right time, because part of the reason like I feel good about areas of my life is because my mom has told me so many stories from her 20s, and she like did so many different and I've said this to many people. I've said this to many people.
Perspective.
Prehistoric times.
But I've said this to many people that you dipped your toes in a lot of different like industries, professions.
I did.
Tried a lot of different things, entrepreneurial, corporate, the whole work. So do you want to tell us a bit about that?
Sure. Yeah. Well, my 20s were a lot of things, actually.
3 words to describe your 20s.
Life-changing,
There's 2.
thrilling.
Okay.
There, you're done. No,
I'm kidding.
Let's go
There's
another.
one. There's a hyphen in there.
I'm just kidding.
Life-changing, thrilling, growth.
Wow.
Okay.
Love that for you. Also, my mother was.
Mother speak.
I was gonna just say, unlike us, she got married at 25.
Well, that was what I was going to say. That was life changing.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
got
So
married
what
at
was life changing? What
25.
was thrilling, and what was growth?
Okay, so I got married at 25. First of all, I started dating Dad at 22. He was my first serious boyfriend. So I was, a little
They
bit
actually
older.
were so cute. Like, I'm obsessed with the 90s them.
I
They
remember
started
the-
dating in the 90s, and it was
Really-
literally
It was
Meet
peak
cute.
90s meet.
peak
cute.
adorable.
cute.
They look perfect.
Let her tell her story.
I know, but I
I'm
had to
sorry.
say, like, for all the people obsessed with 90s Pinterest
were it.
vibes, like, they were the moment.
They were
Yeah.
the moment.
Oh, thanks, guys. Well, we felt like we were too. It was pretty cool. That was all new. And then that was it. We met in university, and then we were married by 25.
And you were both late students?
We were both late students. Like, we'd both spent 3 years in other places after high school, and then ended up at the same university at the same time as mature students. And it was just, I feel like it was meant to be in so many ways.
Do you
It was
believe
the invisible string.
I was going to ask you.
Yes.
I also remember thinking, like, growing up, like 23, I remember thinking, like, man, that's so old to meet someone.
I know.
And it's not.
It's so young. Jeff,
young.
Dad and I were just talking about that the other day. We thought we were like, really much older than we were.
up,
And we're like, wow, we were really young. That was great. Moved out. We bought a house. Like, Dad was so responsible with money. So we bought a house. We moved into our house because that's what you do when you buy one.
But that was really responsible of you guys to, like,
25.
25,
Can't
save
even
up and move out.
imagine.
Like, I am turning 24 this year. I'm nowhere near buying a house.
Well, to
actually-
be fair, houses didn't cost what they do now.
I actually woke up this morning thinking about that for some reason. I was like, Mom and Dad bought a house at 25.
Yeah,
and
well,
I'm
they-
27.
Guys, we
and
aren't
I-
even going to be mentioned in the 20s.
I can't even.
Oh, wait, you got pregnant with Maddie at 29?
Yes, I got pregnant with Maddie at 29. Yeah. So
Honorable mention.
at 29?
You do
no,
say
maybe
so
I
yourself.
wasn't. No, anyway, that was all so exciting. It was
So that was
fun.
life changing.
That was life changing and thrilling.
Okay.
Started my corporate career. Was still doing some acting and modeling. Like, I was bridging a lot of things. It was fun. I was making a
Baddie.
lot of money. I was baddie. I was like, I paid my way through university with modeling and acting. Like, it was fun. I was doing a lot of fun stuff.
Mother was a very hard worker. She
was.
very much
Still am.
like how do I say this? She provided for herself. Let's just say that.
Yes,
very
and others.
financially
independent.
Very
independent.
financially
sure.
independent from a very young age, which is
Yeah.
why she made sure that we didn't have to do that.
Yes.
Which I appreciate. And, like, listen, we're all trying to become financially independent now, and we all are.
It's a different
We're
world.
working on it. We're working on it.
Listen, when we bought our house, it was like $235,000, and it was like a 2,200 square foot home, beautiful, brand new. You can't get a house now in Toronto for less than $1 million, like a
Yeah,
nice
it's
house.
crazy. It's
That's that
crazy.
size.
No, yeah,
it's a totally
I just
different
also-
time.
Economy, am I right?
I just find it interesting that you were very you were not dependent on your parents
No,
financially
never.
at that age, and I just find that very interesting, and you were very aware of that, and you've given us a lot of time to, like, flourish and come to our own. Like, you haven't, like, pushed us to do the same.
No.
You've been really and like, I mean, you push us to be financially independent. Like, we work, but you're just like, we've talked about this before on the podcast.
she
gave us No, go ahead. She gave us, like, 4 years after Mom and Dad both gave us 4 years after, like, Ava and I were supposed to be in university. That time to work on, like, things that we love without getting paid for it.
Yes.
And like, we all got to an age where we're like, okay, we want to start making money now because we are getting older, but we just never felt that pressure from her, which I appreciate.
Yeah. And we worked hard at our projects that we were working on. And
Yes, you did. You worked like they were day jobs.
we worked like they were 9 to 5s, but we didn't make the 9 to 5.
No, but that was, well, and I think, just on that note, partly why Dad and I did that is because our trajectory was so different. We wanted to get married and have a house and start our life together, and we needed to have a income to do that and a career. So we met at university studying business, and so we got into jobs right away that weren't necessarily our ideal jobs or our dream jobs. And to be honest, we didn't really have that awareness, but you guys did actually from a very young age. And so I think
Because
partly,
of you guys.
yeah, and we wanted to guide you in a direction that would give you more personal fulfillment than necessarily what we had from our careers.
Yeah, I also wonder though if that, like, you guys were so financially independent from such a young age that you did raise us with the value, like teaching us the value of money. Like
For sure.
that was something that I really appreciate, because I feel like, you know, when you meet someone who doesn't understand the value of money, it's very interesting to see, and I'm just very grateful that you guys taught us the value of money, because
Yeah, you guys made that a priority. Like we were never just like given, you know, like we had to work for money. Like, you know, when we were kids, we did chores, and you guys would teach us like, well, that's what you get for doing this thing. You get 20 cents or like, you know, whatever it was.
Whatever it was. Yeah. But I think that
You made us save up to buy a dog,
Yeah.
which was technically your money because it came from the tooth fairy.
It's all the spare coins I
All the spare
found.
coins they found on the dressers.
Lying
The thought
around
that
the
counts. But I think it's empowering. It was about empowering you guys to have a sense of ownership of the exchange of value for something and what it required to earn it, rather than just being given things that didn't really mean anything.
What do you think was the biggest lesson you learned in your 20s?
Biggest lesson. Ooh. That I could survive anything.
Yeah.
It was tough. It was really
Do you want to
tough.
give people context?
I like my 20s were like the best of times and the worst of times, you know? So my mom was diagnosed with her second round of cancer, which was colon cancer, when I was 28. And that was,
You're so young.
I know, it was like 2.5 years after we got married. And it was a lot of stress.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I took a leave of absence from work to go to an alternative clinic in the Bahamas. My parents were living in the Bahamas at the time, so we went to an alternative clinic there for 6 months. And we were still pretty newly married. And it was incredibly stressful for Dad and I both, in every way you can imagine.
Yeah, I also feel like newlyweds, like that's supposed to be like the easy time.
I know.
You know?
And it was not.
It's so stressful to have those health challenges during the time. Like
Yeah, that was really hard. And then my mom passed away when I was 29. Sorry. Then my mom passed away when I was 29.
that. Yeah.
And that was closing out that decade. Yeah, so that was really challenging. And she was my best friend. I loved, like I was as close to her as we are.
Well, yeah,
She taught me how to be a
that's
mom.
what I say all the time. Like the relationship you have with us is because of the relationship that she had with you.
Definitely.
I
She
was gonna say
amazing.
that the way it's funny how, not funny, but I remember your mom passed away. How old was she?
53.
Yeah, she was 53, and I remember growing up, I was literally just like waiting for you to pass that age.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, but subconsciously, I was like, I was so like she's 57 now. She's a baddie. I know she doesn't look 57, but we're her number one fan.
You are.
But I remember like when you passed like the 53rd birthday, I like was almost relieved. Like it was for some, well, I know why, but it was always in the back of my head.
For sure.
Because we knew growing up, like there wasn't like on our dad's side, our grandma, she's still around and we see her every weekend and we're very close to her. But like on your side, it was like both your parents had passed by the time Elle and I were like aware.
Yeah. Two.
We were like 2 or 3.
My dad died when you were 2. Yeah. Sorry. And then, so after my mom passed, I obviously was quite down. And then we decided to get pregnant.
Yeah.
And I wasn't supposed to be able to, so that was like a whole other journey. But
You
I
want to
did
share
get
some of
pregnant.
that?
Well, I had just had a
she
micro
says
tumor
that.
on my pituitary, which is benign. It's nothing. It caused weird little symptoms, which I wanted.
This is all lore that slowly throughout our childhood
Yes.
would be dropped at various
crazy
points.
lore.
I was like, what?
Yeah. So I was told that we wouldn't be able to have kids, and then we were like, well, let's just try. Like we got nothing to lose. So I would measure my temperature every morning, and so silly. But I was never stressed about it. I knew with my mom in heaven. It sounds so like cheesy.
No.
This is like a Hallmark movie, but I literally knew that I was meant to be a mom.
You were.
And I knew that I was never stressed about it. I just knew that it was meant for me and it would happen. And I knew that I would have girls, at least one girl.
At least one.
And, I've got 3.
We were your miracles, I think, is what you're getting at.
Yes. And I do, as woo-woo as that sounds, I do believe my mom played a part in that.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Now, what advice would you give to anyone watching who's navigating their 20s right now?
I would say just go for every dream that you have. Don't hold back. Don't compare yourself to anybody else's journey. Gosh, my journey has been so twisty, turny, windy, like all over the place. I mean, we didn't even touch. I tried things. I tried to write a TV. I know you guys are writing. I tried to write a children's animated show. Like I did so many things. Tried so many things.
Publishing company.
Like
You worked in.
I worked at is Barney, the purple dinosaur.
Barney, and then before that, you did that internship. The cool one that I always say is.
At an ad agency. I worked at the head office of Walmart.
Whenever she describes it, I was wearing my pink pencil skirt with my
the wardrobe is quite important.
She had an incredible 90s wardrobe. She has an incredible wardrobe now. But every time she explains anything from when, like, any story, like even when her and my dad met, or
he
like,
remembers that.
oh, and then
I
there
was
was this
wearing
meeting.
my-
I was wearing
my
my
popcorn
my
soda.
pink pencil skirt and my matching blouse. It's always about
and I had
'Cause
these
the clothes
little
were
white
so
running
nice.
shoes.
Wait,
And I
I
was
gotta say
wearing-
the clothes were great.
it's funny though because like
They were.
it's now we've been making fun of her for that for ages because it's like all we grew up with, and then I started working, and then I would wear to my first job, my first kind of like, I don't know, kind of grown up job, I guess. I worked for like a wine company, so I have to wear like cute little outfits, and then I would literally come home and be like, I sound exactly like you. I'd be like, guys, remember when I wore that cute little, and it always starts with
blouse
cute
with
little.
this- yeah.
You say
As
cute
cute
little
and little.
that cute little shirt with those little shorts, and I was at that wine event, and yeah, anyway, that killed me because I'm like, I literally became you.
I know. Well, that's what happens when you live in the same house and you hear them ad nauseum, those same words. But
I'll take it.
That was the era of Friends. And I'm telling you, dressing so on point. We had Benetton, which is an amazing clothing store. And I had Victoria's Secret. They sold the most beautiful suits for women. It
Let's
was
talk about the
so
90s
cool.
nostalgia for a second.
Oh my God, it was amazing. And we lived it firsthand.
She was in her 20s in the 90s.
I know.
She
My
had
20s
the
in the
perfect
90s.
trajectory.
You know what I loved about it, and I pass no judgment when I say this, everybody was 100% natural and looked unique and different. And that, you know, it was like big bushy eyebrows and, you know, whatever, freckles, and like I had all those things, right? It wasn't really about perfection. And I loved it. I loved it for that. It was awesome. I kind of feel for this generation. You guys, I don't think are as impacted by it as a lot of other kids your age maybe would be. Because the standards are ridiculous for every age, including my age, obviously in your 50s.
I think just everyone in some way.
yeah.
Everybody's got to look like a glazed
Whether it's
donut,
like-
glossy, perfect.
If I think it's
scary.
whether it's your face, your body, man,
Yeah.
woman, fitness
Yes.
level, whatever. Like,
Everybody.
it's
Yeah.
like everything.
It's a lot. And listen, I'm into aesthetics and aging strong and being healthy and slowing down the aging process naturally. But and I'm in my 50s and I've lived a lifetime. It's a lot of pressure and a lot of money. And
But
I
what
think
I've
it's
loved
crazy.
about you and what you always like, your goal isn't, and listen, it's okay to want to look good and feel good.
Of
but
course, I do too.
For you,
still.
I like that you lead with, like, you want to be able to carry your grandkids and like be able to
be a great grandma.
Like, we were surfing in Australia together and you're 57. I didn't think twice about, do you think, I'm worried about my parents in the ocean and it's going to be
Getting
like,
up on a surfboard.
I didn't think about it once. Like, the fact that, like, you guys are like able to keep up with us and more. Like,
Yeah.
I don't worry about you at all is a
Yeah.
real blessing. So I'm grateful you guys take care of yourself.
Thanks. And I think partly because I did lose my parents young. My mom was 53, I was 29. My dad was 60, so I was early 30s. And that is not a fate that I want. You get to change the legacy of your generation, which you kids have given me the inspiration to do. Like I think I was active for sure when I was young, but I'm way more active now. I'm way more conscious of, you know, my healing inside now, like all the things that have leveled me up.
Yeah, I'd say even the last like 5 to
Yeah.
10 years, like
Yeah, for sure.
because I remember there was a phase, I feel like almost 10 years ago now, where like you weren't as active.
No.
And I know that became, well, yeah, I remember it became a big thing for you as you start to realize you're like, okay, like as I'm getting older, like I want all of the XYZ, and if I want XYZ, I have to work for it. But what I was gonna say is that I feel like we don't feel as pressured about being natural and, you know, whatever it is everyone's talking about these days, because you have always been very like, mom's very complimentary, and you know, like I feel like most moms are probably like this, but
She's complimentary, and she can throw a great dose of criticism as well.
yeah.
If you ever want a good insult on someone,
Oh, I
you know what I'm
Not
saying?
to you
No,
guys.
no, I'm saying like your sworn enemies,
you
she
guys.
will
Well,
obliterate
this is
them
what I was
with
gonna say.
criticism
Is that,
in your own
is that- I don't know
conversation
if
with
you've
her.
seen, I've
Internally,
seen TikToks,
internally,
yeah.
yes.
I've seen TikToks where it's like when you're telling your mom about someone who's like bullying you at school, and then it's like they're just jealous. You know what I mean? Like it's like that was mom. Is it's like how could they not?
That's
be
a
jealous
mother
of you?
bear
No, that's what I mean
instinct
as
to
a
protect
mother.
your
But
children.
I was gonna say that like you
True.
raised us with all of like, you know, you put a lot of confidence in us. Yeah,
You
you lifted us up,
me
and I think because of that, and also because you've done nothing to your face or anything as well, I don't feel the pressure to do any of that.
I think
Yeah.
it comes from your
daughters-
parents.
I think
for
so.
sure.
And I do
Yeah.
think daughters follow the footsteps of their mothers.
For sure,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I'm sure
both
there's
of their
some
parents,
that don't too,
for
but yeah.
sure.
and there's some that don't, for sure. But I know I'm very influenced by what you do.
Yeah,
Very.
absolutely.
And so the fact that you choose not to do anything to your face and age naturally and all of that. And again, this is not saying that it's like a crime to do it. It's
No,
just
there's no
everyone
right or
has
wrong.
different values, and there's no right or wrong. The value in our family is just being natural. I always say, like, for me, like, my focus is always on joy and how you feel versus how you look. And that's just how we value it here. But it comes from you.
And I was also gonna say, sorry, quickly, is also that I feel like because you grew up with health issues in the family, we grew up with Maddie's health issues when we were younger. I think that's another thing that we really try to lead with is like not being, and not saying that being into your looks is necessarily superficial. Everyone can
Do
do
whatever
whatever
they
they want, and if that's a priority for you, like respect that. That's whatever everyone wants. But I think just for us, like health has been such a huge priority that it's just like everything else kind of takes a backseat. Like it's
Yeah.
like all that other stuff, it's kind of just like, well, if you're not like, if your body's not alive and healthy, like you can't actually do any of those other things that you want to do. Or
As you say
prioritize.
that too, like I also think that in a lot of ways, my 20s were probably the foundation for impacting that because I lost my mom so young. And that is a devastating thing to lose your mom. Like I'm fighting back tears right now.
I know.
I'm trying to be brave amongst my people. But it's a devastating thing before you've had children to lose your mother. And because she was unwell and I was her caregiver during that time when towards the end of her life when she was sick. And then Maddie was born with a health condition. I think it changes the way you look at the gift of life from that age, like even from my 20s, 30s, 40s, all the way through.
A lot of perspective.
A lot of perspective on, for us, and again, this is different for everybody, but the things that influenced me to create that as a foundation was literally survival. Like it wasn't like a nice to have. It was like I didn't get the privilege of that. And so life to me is so precious. Like you guys said, like the friendship that we have, the family life that we've built, like those are all very intentional things because of the loss that I have experienced, I think, in my 20s. Yeah.
I also just wanted to add that when, you know, we would get bullied in school, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you'd say they're jealous, but you'd also say that hurting people hurt people.
Yeah, and I would say
And
I feel
that-
sorry for what they must go through at home.
Exactly, because those kids don't just do that for no reason. Like someone's treating them that way. And one last thing I was
And then I'd rip them a new one. No, I'm just kidding.
No, for real.
Yeah, no,
That's what you got to do. It's all about balance.
these two. Yeah, if someone hurt, like they're very protective.
Honestly, you too, Aves.
Yeah, I'm pretty protective too.
Yes.
But I don't come up with the like, mom comes up with like very, and your mom, I've heard stories like this as well.
Yes.
She came up with like creative insults. Like,
She was
like
good
they
at
were
it,
like,
yes.
creative.
like they're not
Yes.
just like, oh, that girl's a B or something, you know, like it's like there's like multiple
There's
words,
adjectives.
like
They're
descriptive
quite
adjectives.
descriptive.
There's
Very
like-
descriptive, and they always
a whole
make me
story
laugh because
going
I'm like,
on.
you couldn't just like leave it at the one. It was like, it's like a whole sentence of like,
But I also have
Terrible.
to say, okay, I grew up with that, and yes, but I would only say those
It's
things.
funny,
as house-
it's not bad.
Only with people that threaten
Obviously,
your well-being,
yeah.
honestly. But I love that you guys tap me back in, and so does Dad, because
Yeah, well, okay.
you guys didn't grow up with that. I did. Dad didn't grow up with that either. So I think it's good that you can tap me back in. We can make fun of it now.
It's funny.
we're like, okay, Mom, like
That's what
simmer
a
down.
mom is for.
Yeah.
It's
It's
to
a
love
mother
and
bear.
protect. To
Last
love and
thing I was
protect.
gonna say, sorry, is we're gonna have to have you on for part 2. Okay. But
Don't say no to that.
another thing I was gonna say is I think it's very interesting. I've thought about this before, that you grew up in the modeling industry, but you're not obsessed with your looks. Like
Yeah, but she had a moment where I remember you saying.
no, but like people would comment on
Yeah, but
your face and your body, and I know it would affect you, but you never like actually ended up changing yourself
No.
for these people.
there's a
And
good
I always
story-
respected that about
there's
you.
a good story that you said where you had like a bunch of different ghosties,
Yes.
which were like auditions you do.
Yeah.
And I think you told that story well. It's very short, but just like
Yeah, I was on a bus. I was probably like 17 or 18, and I had a bunch of ghosties, which are like auditions in the modeling world. And I think I had like 4. And at the time I had hair your color. Underneath this blonde, it's exactly what color it is. Or maybe a little
Like
darker.
brown?
Yeah, brown. I had brown hair.
Yeah.
And my teeth, I've had Invisalign, but my front teeth were a little bit overlapping.
That was so cute.
And I was very, very...
We missed the gap. We missed
I
mean, the overlap.
I didn't miss the overlap, but I was very, very thin, just naturally thin, but I had very big boobs. So it was a very bizarre combination of things. And I always had, my hair was lighter than my eyebrows. I had like really jet black, like my dad eyebrows, but lighter hair. So anyway, one ghost, it was like, looking through your portfolio. That's what they do. You bring your portfolio of all your photos, and they're looking through it, and they're like, oh, like whatever, but your hair is too long. And then the next one was like, so you get on the bus, you go to the next thing, and it's like, is my hair too long? Do you need to get it cut? And then the next ghostie I went to was like, but your lips are too small. And then it was like, oh, my lips are too small. And going to the next ghostie, and you're, going through like, oh my God, do I need to get something? There really wasn't much to do back then, mind you.
No, really.
And then it was like the next ghostie, and it was like, yeah, but you're too thin, whatever it was, and this sounds so obnoxious when I say this stuff, but this happens to everybody in a whole array of different language, that you're too big, you're too small, you're too tall, you're too short, whatever it was. That was nothing, it was too short. And it was like,
And your
after the
eyebrows were
fourth,
too dark.
my eyebrows were too
saying that
dark,
one?
and your hair is not the right color. It was like everything. And it was literally that day that I was going home, and I was actually almost chuckling to myself, thinking, if I literally changed everything about myself based on all the criticism that I just received in one day, I wouldn't exist as a human being. I would evaporate. I don't know. Like, it was just so weird. So it was such a, I carried that.
be no longer.
Yeah, like I carried that with me, like, just be you, because you're not going to be right for everybody, and you're not supposed to be. So that was okay.
No, I love that story. Because it's so true. Like, you just
Yeah.
kind of have to embrace whatever you were given at birth in a way. Because, like, if you change yourself for anybody, like, you're just going to...
No, it's a great. It
Evaporate.
gives you a lot of perspective for sure.
Disintegrate. Yeah.
You will no longer.
But your 20s are an awesome time to explore all sorts of amazing things that you can do. You're literally untethered to a lot of things, and you've got your whole life ahead of you, and you have youth on your side and creativity. And I know there's a lot of people in different situations, but it's literally your time to discover who you are and try everything and experience things. So you guys are doing a good job, and everybody watching, just go for it. Just do your best to get out and live and create experience, so you find out what you like, what you don't like, and you discover who you are along the way, from challenges, might I add, and setbacks, as well as wins.
Well said.
Get it, girl.
Thanks for joining us, Mom.
My mom and dad have been renovating their room, and my dad's been doing it himself, and mom's been helping paint and doing what she can. That's
little, he's done it all.
what our dad's been doing in the back. But Mom, thank you for coming.
Oh my gosh, thanks for having me, you guys.
Might have to have her on again.
Angels.
And wow, whole family's here. Gilbert's here too.
Whole family's here.
But yeah, hope everyone's having a great week. And thanks for listening, Divas. Bye.
Thanks for having me.